Welcome back to Hope and Uncertainty, where neighbors help neighbors and hope shines even in the toughest of times. I'm Elizabeth Carpenton.
And I'm Keith Adams, and today's episode is called Your Gifts at Work. We're talking about how generosity becomes hope for real people here at Common Heart.
From businesses that give every month to volunteers who show up week after week, every single gift creates a ripple effect. And today we're hearing from two amazing women who know about these ripples firsthand.
So we're so glad to be joined today by Heather Wilson, a longtime business donor, patron of the heart, and a friend who's been a part of Common Heart story for years. Welcome, Heather.
I'm glad to be here, Keith.
Tell us a little bit of how you connected with Common Heart to start with.
It was honestly by complete accident. I am a huge thrifter and walked into the store when you guys had it, not even knowing that it was Common Heart. And when one of the employees, I was talking to her and she let me know that there was this whole program involved behind the thrift store and some of the other things that Common Heart did, that it wasn't just a thrift store, that it was the pantry. And I can't remember if you guys had programs going then, but
we did, yeah.
But it was just one of those, this sounds really cool things. So when I left there and went right back to work and started talking to my husband, and he was like, that really does sound very cool. So we started talking to Kara and finding out some more information. And I believe I even came and met you. I think you came by the shop.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, you came by the shop and talked to us then. And we were just so, it just seemed a perfect program to donate to, really, just because of all the different aspects of the things that you guys did. We were looking to support something where we knew our donations went locally and where we knew that our donations went towards the actual program and not administrative costs.
Wow.
And just knowing, hearing, even realizing how life-changing the things that you guys do here are, it was just a no-brainer for us, really.
Wow.
And we also have with us Alexis McDonald, who manages our Covered Ally program, which is a huge piece of how we serve neighbors directly. Thanks for being with us, Alexis.
Well, thank you all for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here.
So, Alexis, how long have you been with Common Heart, and how long have you been in your current role? You've had a few different roles here at Common Heart.
I have learned a lot of amazing things. I've met a lot of amazing people, including neighbors in our community. So where I began was actually I had a job at the Marshall Pantry that we used to have. And over there, I was the pantry manager for roughly about a year and a half, a little bit over that. And then whenever we transitioned to be all together in Indian Trail while also serving all of those neighbors still, I transferred into the pantry role in the back for an evening pantry. After that, I was able to transfer into the role of Covered Ally leader, where I was able to help all of our amazing volunteers and neighbors and just anyone to chat with. Yeah.
Nice.
You must have a ton of stories. I'm going to look forward to hearing some, because you've been a part of every part of our pantry program, and that is pretty cool.
So Heather, we know that you found out about us via thrifting, which we love. So if you could tell us a little bit more about your business, what y'all's business is, and why y'all have decided to support Common Heart.
Our business is Indian Trail Imports. We work on Volvo, BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes. There's a whole list. We're just grateful, right? We're just grateful for the things that we have. We know how far we've come, and that where we are today is not always how it's been, right? So for us, being able to do things for to donate to a program who really helps those who are less fortunate is just a gratitude thing, and a way of just saying like, we remember the stories that come out of here, and the fact that like I'll probably start crying, like you guys don't just, it's not just a pantry, right? Like their programs actually, like I have been in a spot where, I mean, I feel like everybody has in different areas, but that like feeling of hopelessness, like you can't, like there's nothing you can do. Right. And I used to work in public mental health and saw that a lot, and just like really disadvantaged families who felt like they couldn't do anything different, like they couldn't get out of the spots where they were in. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about you guys, is that it's not just, okay, we're going to give you food. It's like, we're going to give you a way, like, and teach you how, like, let you, like, help you not only eat, like have something to eat for dinner, or, you know, have something on your table, but like help you get into a better spot in your life. Like, and it's just that, like that hope, right? Like I just think of, it's not, like the fact that you guys are able to give people hope and help them like move out of the place where they are and have better lives, right? Like there's not, that is so hard to do. Like I've worked with families like time and time again in my old career, where that was just so hard and they were so stuck, and you guys helped them get unstuck. So that's a huge thing too. So.
I love that so much. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's so wonderful to have business partners. I mean, y'all are more than business partners. Y'all are friends in our organization, but y'all are right here. Y'all are just up the street from us.
Right.
Like, we are neighbors. And to have folks in our community who love what we do, love our neighbors, and are able to, especially y'all as monthly donors, truly sustain the work that is happening here. You know, so we are so grateful to you and Josh and Elle, your sweet family, and you know, just the ways that you are able to truly sustain our programs here and keep the hope going, because we need folks like you guys that are truly willing to invest in what's happening here.
Yeah, and that's what that Patron of the Heart program that we have, that's the key. Now, when you guys started, Patron of the Heart, we had it as a word, but it really wasn't much of a program back then. I mean, our Patron of the Heart program really is where we connect with churches and businesses who support us on a monthly basis. And every month that money comes in that has been pledged, and it just makes the huge difference. I mean, there is some, because it's a business, there's some marketing benefits. Matter of fact, these beautiful T-shirts, you've been on the back of every single one of these T-shirts because your logo is there and you're on the website, stuff like that. Why do you guys keep doing it month after month after month?
A lot of it is the same, right? Like, because we want to support things in our community, right? And I feel like supporting you guys in our community, like it's like tenfold. It's like, it's not just supporting a program or a company. It's like supporting like a lot of people. Just thinking about how many people you guys reach out to and how and the benefits that that they get. Plus, for me, I am a person who likes to be able to know what's coming, right? And I feel like committing to a monthly donation allows you guys to do that. I mean, it lets us plan, like make sure that we're giving like we want to, right? And it doesn't end up being an oversight and like tagged for something else. It's just, it's something consistent. And then wanted to be able to let you guys know that you can depend on us for that too.
Y'all are, I would say, truly friends of Common Heart. What are some other ways that you've been involved with us?
We've done the Great Turkey Countdown before, which was phenomenal. It was talk about like you can't explain the feeling of being able to go to somebody and say here and like see their reaction. And two, like in all honesty, it was good for my daughter to see because she hasn't, like, she's so far removed from the way that other people live. that it was an eye opener for her. I've done some volunteering, of course, want to do more. The Love in Action Gala. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was it was so fun. We've done that a few times, and each time it's been a blast. We've done some donations for like a food drive at the shop. We've done that.
You have had several different roles here at Common Heart, as you mentioned, and you're on the front line every day. Can you tell folks listening what the Covered Ally program and our programs what is all about? What is it really about to you?
Yes. So the Covered Ally program can mean quite a few things, but the idea really is to make sure that families that aren't able to go to the typical traditional pantries are able to receive not only food but also relationships every month. So we have some dedicated volunteers who deliver to families, and these families can have many different barriers, such as senior citizens, people who are differently abled, single parents, friends with no transportation, even friends who are experiencing homelessness at the moment. So I believe bringing some hope and connection and kindness to those who may not be able to have other traditional ways to do so. I think that means it's a big difference in our community.
Yeah, we've talked about this in other episodes, because this is what started Common Heart altogether. It's just really going and visiting a family, getting to know them, getting to know their kids, and getting to know their pets, and getting to know their situation, and just developing friendships. And we expanded that not too long ago to include some other folks specifically relating to their diets, right?
Correct.
And how has that been? What's the key thing about that, do you think? Why does that make a difference?
I believe that makes a difference because if there is a family who is experiencing poverty, it can be challenging to get out there and say, hey, I am gluten-free. And I need to make sure, my doctor recommended that I need to make sure to do this to be healthy for that illness. And so, but if they go to the store, say if they're on a limited budget, they're already experiencing these challenges, more than likely there won't be as many choices within their budget to be able to get sustained, variety nutrition. And especially with those who may have two or more of the factors, like no transportation and has a dietary restriction, that can be even more challenging for them to go to the store to even try to find something. I think that makes just a level ground for our neighbors.
Yeah. When you've been at the in the evening pantries too, we have folks that show up there. They're volunteers from Getting Ahead.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about what they're doing at the pantry?
Yes. So we do have been out in a little while. been a couple months really. But we also have some amazing volunteers that have graduated a Getting Ahead program with economic empowerment, and they go out and also let people know about those programs, as well as kind of see, even from time to time, they'll go through the line and just check in with the friends. Sometimes, always, it's very important to be seen and heard no matter what your circumstances are. Just that pause can mean the world of difference. So they'll be able to chat about that program to see just from person to person if that's a choice that they like to make. And sometimes they're also able to see if that family has any dietary restrictions, so that they can, maybe there is a better way that we can help serve them together.
How does it feel to hear that your gifts translate into real help for folks?
It just reinforces the reasons why we give to begin with.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, our donation is essentially life-changing. Do you know what I mean? It really goes towards things that make a true difference. We could donate to anybody, right? But just knowing that here, our money's it helps people who are local. The money that we give stays within the community and is impactful. That's what we wanted all along, was something that was to do something that was going to make an impact.
Yeah.
And we know that doing and donating here does that.
Yeah, that whole idea of impact, and with us, I mean, our focus, I know it's your thought process too, is that it impacts somebody right at their point of their need. And it makes a way for us to develop relationship and friendships and stuff like that really makes a difference in people's lives. Alexis, I mean, you get to hear all the stories. Is there a couple stories that one or two stories you could share maybe about the impact of and how people receive the Covered Allies and stuff like that?
I would be happy to. So our first story will be on a neighbor who we will call Miss Helen. And she is a very sweet woman. Though she does lack transportation and she does have dietary restrictions. This also means that she also does not have a support system that could work with her and how that she could be supported. She called here, and we were able to see that we can get her on that Covered Ally delivery program, and she was placed with an ally. But what's amazing about this is that Miss Helen, she lives in a very isolated area. She does not have any neighbors, so with no transportation, it was very challenging for her to get a social aspect, as well as needing requiring support for food. So we were able to match her with an ally, and now every month comes around, Miss Helen already knows who's coming. They sit together on what she calls her peace porch, and they watch birds and chat for about 10 or 15 minutes, or whenever she lets the ally go. So I think that really tells us a lot how much one small thing can make a difference and how it impacts so many things at once.
Yeah.
There was another neighbor who came in about a month or two ago for an emergency box. Those are boxes that people are eligible for once per year until we can find what works for them, either in different areas or what it may be. He expressed concerns that he had felt let down by his community, that he had never really been seen, and he was really just coming in here as like a last ditch effort to try to get support or care or be seen. So I let him know, and our team and our amazing volunteers, we were able to place him on the delivery program for the reason of he does lack transportation and he does have a very restrictive diet. But we worked very diligently to get that all together, a whole team. He was able to get connected with an ally, and now I'll get check-ins from this ally and say, hey, just letting you know everything's going great. We were able to get a smile. It's just a smile really shows from here to there. And sometimes they'll just call in like 10 seconds, hey, everybody going good there? Just wanted to make sure that we were not, I know we wouldn't let them down, but I was just worried I don't want that feeling for them. So we have, amazing volunteers here to help with that as well.
Yeah, I'm recalling also story of one of our Getting Ahead graduates who was driving to the pantry because somebody encouraged her to drive to the evening pantry, and she was planning. She wasn't sure why she was going because she was planning on committing suicide, but the folks at that pantry, I believe it was at Wingate, she interacted with folks there. They gave her a sense of hope. And it happened to be a day when Getting Ahead was there, and Getting Ahead encouraged her to go to one of the groups, and so she went through the entire Getting Ahead program. Her whole economic empowerment program. Is such a vivacious person. She's dealing now with some some physical issues, maybe challenging issues, but she has a group to support her. She's got people who care. She's connected with the staff. She's connected with other people. And so where she was so isolated, like all those folks, many of those folks anyhow, are so isolated, it just built a community around them. And so whether that's, through Getting Ahead or through Covered Ally program, there are so many different ways that we help to build that community through our volunteers. And so it's amazing. Alexis, thank you so much for what you do, because you make the connection piece to happen for us.
Yes.
Across all these folks that come.
Absolutely.
And it's because of people like you, I know, and our staff and our dedication and our volunteers, that people like Heather is a regular donor and volunteer and part of this organization.
Yes, absolutely. For folks that are listening, what would you say to someone who's wondering if their gift, whether it's big or small, really makes a difference? Somebody's wondering, like, oh gosh, I'm giving to Common Heart, I really don't maybe know that much about them. Is my gift really making an impact? What would you tell them?
I would say absolutely it is. And if there's questions about that, look into the programs, listen to, find the stories, right? And honestly, look at the reports. Do you know what I mean? Even at financial stuff, because a lot of times, you give and it's all administrative costs and very little in support to the actual reason that you're giving, and that's not the case here. But I would definitely, and talk to the staff too. You know what I mean? If you have any questions or don't doubt. But if you do, just ask. And even on the website, you can listen to stories, right? Just dig in and know that it's not a wasted effort. It's not wasted funds. That it does absolutely make an impact more. I would say more so than other programs, for sure.
Thank you. And Alexis, what would you say? Somebody's wondering if their gift is making a difference.
I say it definitely is. At least coming from me, I hear a lot of the stories. All of us, I'm sure, have chatted with neighbors and made those connections. But the stories that coming every day, I know anything can be helpful.
Yeah, and I'll say, as you definitely interact with neighbors probably the most. And I'll walk by your office and you're on the phone and just so patient and kind. And I think you are an excellent person to be the first point of contact for a lot of these folks. To connect them, whether it's connecting them to an evening pantry or connecting them to Covered Ally. It starts, a lot of times it starts right here and then it goes out, so I love hearing, the stories of impact, reading the stories of impact. Every gift truly does count.
Yeah. And especially right now in this time, this time there's so much uncertainty out there. And with folks that are, we're losing funding through federal and other sources. But fortunately for us, truthfully, Common Heart, our vast amount of support comes from the community itself. But it also means that more of the community needs to gather together to make sure that these folks, our friends, our neighbors, who sometimes fall through the cracks of so many different things, and they need that sense of hope in this time that's going on. It's because of folks like Heather and Alexis and all of our donors and our friends and those kinds of things. And for the folks of you out there, this is a good time to mention this. There are so many ways that you can get involved. As Heather's got involved with being a business donor, our Patron of the Heart program. That is one way that if you're a business owner or a church or an organization, you can get involved. It's partnering with us to make sure that our neighbors have that hope in the midst of this uncertainty. They have the food they need, yes, but also have a pathway to change and to grow. You can become a volunteer for Alexis's team of Covered Allies. We're looking for more allies that will go, and you commit to going once a month and visiting folks and giving groceries. We're starting within the next 2 months, starting our new Economic Empowerment Allies, where you will get to know families and helping them to walk with them through our, and I'm sure we'll talk about this in the future, but you'll be able to walk with folks through their transition into a more stable, secure life. You can host a food drive. You can volunteer. It takes about 8,000 different volunteers. It definitely takes nearly 750 every single month to make what happens here at Common Heart happen. And those are some ways that you could be involved. You just need to head over to our website and you can find out more.
every single act of kindness, whether it's donating, volunteering, sharing on social media, just getting the word out, every single one of those things fuels a ripple of hope.
Absolutely. Well, Heather and Alexis, thank you both for sharing your hearts and helping our listeners see how we are able to give hope together as a community. Because it really takes all of us working together here to really meet that need and to really be there for a neighbor.
Yeah, absolutely. And for all of you, be sure to join us on July 31st for our next episode called Back to School and Beyond. We'll talk about the stress that families feel with back to school costs, worries around free and reduced lunch, and cut to support programs, and how all of that means more neighbors turning to our pantries during the months of August and September. Your support helps keep kids fed and supplied and hopeful for the year ahead. So as we crazily move closer to the school year starting again, we'll be able to learn how we're impacting our community as they get ready for the school year.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
Yes.
For being hope in these uncertain times.
Yes. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.